Alright, I haven't filmed a thing yet, but this is the old cooler. So the top portion here is for the air conditioner, and the bottom part, these two lines, is an oil cooler, engine oil cooler, which didn't appear to be working because there's some pretty black oil coming out of it. And it shouldn't be that black because it just changed the oil. You can also see it's quite dirty. This is the brand new one that we'll be putting in, and everything should be functioning then. And then the radiator was pretty dirty, as I suspected, so he's blowing it all out. We may run a pressure washer on it yet too, to get it clean. And then we're working on springs. So Wes has got this all tore apart. That's the old spring. New springs, blue ones in the bag over there. And we're going to be putting those in. They're much heavier duty spring. This was a spring and an airbag. But the airbag shot, and so is the spring. So we will be replacing that, and then once this side's done, we're going to do the other side yet as well. And we're doing this on the side of the street, because why not? It works. She's stuck in there now, because we lifted it up. Yep. I've been working, Mama. Look how dirty I am. Get that water?
No.
You're a good man. Sway wire linked back on. And then it got bent in the process. Come on. Bend this bracket a bit better. Yep. So, there's not much left of that bloody bush. Did you ever flathead come in? Oh yeah, you take your time. I bet the bracket to the point where I think the bolts might actually line up.
I thought you were gonna say to the point of it's gonna break again.
It's foobarred.
Stepping and breaking now.
Alright. Hey?
Are we in?
Just about, yeah. Okay, can you push it down a little bit? That's good. Alright, that one started. You know, there was a time in the day when I hated getting grease all over me. That's why I was a carpenter. Sawdust just wipes off. Grease is stuck on you for weeks. Well, not that bad, but...
My hands are always black. I can wash them 3 times.
Yeah.
Still black.
My brother-in-law, same thing. Always dirty. Alright. That's kind of doing something. Where'd you have a wrench? And what are we putting on the top? This guy?
You put, yep.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna reach. Maybe. No, that's the wrong side. Over that way. But the extension will help too. Think we're gonna get the other side done yet tonight? Or tomorrow?
It's up to you.
Well, I don't have any plans for tomorrow.
Now you gotta watch the light on one side through that little hole until you line that up. Cotter pins.
Is that the hole facing this way?
Well, then you push it through this way.
Yeah, but how will you know?
Alright, one spring's in. This is the old one. Now it still looks good. The new spring's much thicker metal, and there's no airbag needed. So we'll see how she rides tomorrow, I guess. We could always stick an airbag in yet. Shouldn't need it. This is adult Jenga. You can only pull one block out.
It's not gonna work.
Well, it can't work because you don't have enough blocks. You got more blocks, John?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got a chainsaw.
And that's what we can. That's what we can do the rest of the night.
My neighbor's trees.
All right, so we got one spring in. This rubber mount over there was touching there, and now there's a good 5 inches there anyway, so should make for a better ride. All right, so we got pretty far last night. We got both springs in, the new rad's in. There's one more AC line to hook up to the rad. The oil cooler lines are on. We dumped all the oil, let it drain overnight, and this morning I put the plug back in, took the filter off. So we are actually, the three of us, gonna go for a walk this morning to the auto parts store. You guys coming? To the auto parts store down the road here. Nice little 5-minute walk and get a new filter and some oil. The motorhome looks ridiculous right now because the front's so high and the back's still sagging. So I knew that. I knew the backs, the leaf springs in the back, and I knew they were weak. So we're probably going to look for something to lift that up as well. Hopefully today if we can find something to give it more of a smooth ride. Basically there's no suspension left in that thing hardly. It's wore out over 25 years of time. So no guarantees I can find that today, but I'm hoping. Beautiful walk this morning. Looks like something going on in the church already. It's pretty early. It's only 7:30 or something this morning. But nice little town. We slept good. And yeah, carry on with the work. Well, now we just made our day. Look what we found. There's a Case IH dealer, and there's equipment to stare at. That is a big baler. And an interesting rake. Fully hydraulic by the looks of it. I like hay equipment because, well, I like making hay. So this will fold out. Big V rake, and it'll take 2 rows and dump them into one. And there's some beautiful tractors to stare at. How can life get better? I like this town more and more. This whole area, Montana's pretty good. Good, wholesome, conservative folks. It's neat seeing us on the other side of the road. Of course, the tree's blocking the cowboy. Hang on, I moved. Ooh, something smells like breakfast. There's a cowboy chasing the cows into the river. This is the Great Montana Cattle Drive. Trailhead. That's kind of neat. Anyway, yeah, just talked to people at the auto parts store. And there's some super people around here. Very conservative. Traditional, that's the word. There's more traditional people. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so new springs weren't put in properly last night. It was getting a little dark, and so we had, it's pretty important. They got little notches where the bottom of the spring goes and where the top of the spring goes. So the bottoms were in good, but we didn't have the top in right. I got looking underneath there this morning with some better light. I'm like, hey, those aren't in the right spot. It was really elevated. It still is compared to the back. Try to give you a side shot. This is definitely going to ride better on the front. But if you can tell, there's no jacks under there right now. It'll probably come down a little bit when we drive, just because when you lift it, the tires might come in a bit. So it'll spread out and come down a wee bit. But you can see quite a height difference between the front and the back. It looks like it's overloaded on the back. And the problem is that these springs are actually wore out too. So we're on the hunt for some other ones here. We might try to put those in today. But this mud flap was actually bent, dragging on the ground last night. So since we've adjusted the spring, there's about an inch of clearance under the mud flap now. So it's definitely better. Looking forward to the new ride. Like I said, though, we want to get some springs. So there's some helper springs we can put in on top of the existing leaf springs. That is one option. The other one would be totally put total new leaf springs in. That would be also an option for us. So neither one is terribly much. I think new springs is $250 per side. He figured, just a guess. I didn't actually price it out with a shop yet, but the guy that's helping me figured. Whereas the helper springs might cost me like $100. So we'll see what it actually costs. That was just off the top of his head. How often do you got to flip the can?
I did a couple of times already. So
That's what gets the oil in it?
it just mixes it all up.
Alright.
And stuff out.
This is starting to get cold over here. I thought it gets hot.
So that'll come back down again? I say, because you only got one can in there, right?
Yep. As soon as the pump kicks on, it'll transfer everything around inside the system. And we might have to jump that switch right there.
Make it work. Okay, so we got it all put back together. We got the air conditioning hooked up. We'll see how it works, and we'll catch you on the next one and let you know.
This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight.